KevG Weather Overview here to update you on the status of Tropical Storm Henri. And this was a storm that has been eluding forecasters for the last day and a half, 2 days. And we've seen dramatic shifts in the storm's track over the last 24 to 36 hours. And it has prompted hurricane warnings now for Suffolk County. This storm is going to impact Long Island. There is no escape like that was being touted a couple of days ago. And I'm going to try to explain briefly why, but more importantly, we're going to try to go over what's to come. And I will say this, that we've had a lot of lead up times to a lot of big storms around here in the last 10 to 15 years for the most part. I know that there have been few exceptions, but basically, I think we've been rather fortunate in that sense. We've had some lead time to prepare. And before the satellite era, before there were real good forecast models and actual satellite pictures of storms, there was no lead time. And many, many people lost their lives because they literally had no idea that a storm was coming. So even though this is a kind of an unfortunate situation, at least from my perspective, um, at least we have some time to prepare, and we have the modern technology helping us a little bit with figuring out what is going on with Tropical Storm Henri. Now, right now, you can see on the satellite picture that Henri is located about 800 miles to the south of New England, and it is getting better organized, and it will become a hurricane tonight. And there's a chance that it could intensify into a Category 2 hurricane before it makes landfall somewhere on Long Island on Sunday morning. But this is going to rapidly move up the coast in a period from about midnight Saturday to about midnight Sunday. And basically, I think that we'll start to see deteriorating conditions early Sunday morning for central and eastern Long Island. And, based on the uncertainty that's happened over the last few days, I don't know that we're done really. I don't know that we have the final outcome yet. And I'm going to show you why. This is an overlay of Hurricane Bob, 1991, on the left side of your screen, almost 30 years ago to the day. Yesterday was August 19th, so it hit on August 19th, 91. Last night, the Hurricane Center at 11 o'clock put out this track for Henri. I mean, it's eerily similar to what happened with Hurricane Bob. Now I'm going to show you the updated 5 o'clock track that they just put out. This is for this afternoon, and this is their new track. And you can see dramatic shift west. They have this going over the eastern tip of Long Island. That's because the models and better data have given us an idea that this is not going to come as far east as one would have thought just 24 hours ago. The red area is where hurricane warnings are in effect. Tropical storm watches now extend all the way back to New York City. Anywhere in this white window of uncertainty, we really don't know where the storm's going to go at this point, unfortunately. And it's just going to be a matter of monitoring the forecast very carefully, especially for your local area, and seeing what works for your area. But anywhere east of the actual storm's track, you're going to have the potential for damaging wind gusts and also heavy rain. Now, we'll get to the heavy rain threat first. The National Weather Service has a moderate risk of excessive rain, and the target is Suffolk County and southern Connecticut, with lesser amounts, if you want to call it that, to the west of the red area. But I think that everybody's fair game for excessive rain, especially out on Long Island, east of New York City. Now, the damaging wind threat is greatest on the eastern end of Long Island, with gusts perhaps around 100 miles an hour, which is scary. That's in the deepest purplish color. That 60 to 80 mile an hour area of strongest winds, Jeff Smith put this out about 3 hours ago. He's likely to expand that area. When you watch AccuWeather tonight, if you do, he's likely to expand this area of 60 to 80 mile an hour winds potential back into Suffolk County. I think Suffolk County is really under the gun here. I think they're going to see a landfalling storm on the South Shore, anywhere between Islip and about Southampton. I think that's a very good bet, and I think that we really need to watch what this storm is going to do over the next 24 hours. And I will have an update at this time tomorrow to share that information. Now, when we look at the model guidance, you can see how far west the storm center has really come on the models. This was this afternoon. As we take this forward, this is by, let's see what the timestamp is. This is by 2 a.m. Sunday. This is where the circulation should be, menacingly close to the south shore of eastern Long Island. And this is one interpretation of the models. This is not the exact track of the storm. In fact, a lot of the model guidance is west of this point. So there's a chance that the storm ends up hitting central Long Island. So if you're in the Nassau-Suffolk border and you live on the coast, and you're right now saying, well, I'm in a tropical storm watch. Well, that's true. But you're right on the border of, well, you're in a tropical storm warning, but you're right on the border of Suffolk. So you need to think about hurricane conditions as well as somebody living out in Mastic. So this is a major threat for the area because we have the potential for power outages to last for a number of days in the hardest hit areas. This is going to present the opportunity for flooding rains, and it's hopefully going to get out of here in a quick fashion. But there is a chance that the storm might slow upon arrival and prolong the excessive rain into a good portion of Sunday. But all in all, this is a very problematic situation for Suffolk County right now. I think that they're really under the gun. I think that if you're in Nassau, you can't really let your guard down. If you're in New York City, I think that for the most part, this is going to be a nuisance. I don't think that there's going to be real cause for problems. I think there'll be isolated power problems here and there. But for you folks out on Long Island, especially, eastern Nassau and points east, you really need to think about preparing for power loss. Get the generators fired up. Make sure that you're in good working order with all that stuff. And make sure that you follow the local forecast from the National Hurricane Center and from the local media outlet, your favorite media outlet. And I will have another update tomorrow around the same time. But it appears that Henri is destined for the south shore of Long Island. And I will have another update tomorrow around 5 p.m.